girl, Mikkel Rose. We're here at Iconix Radio, and I am so excited for this guest that we have today, all the way from Las Vegas. iHeart Rave's one and only, the beautiful, the makeup artist, the queen of social media content, the one and only Cookie Valentine. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. Things are already starting to rock and roll for this season coming up. So
let me first say you look
I'm
so
super
beautiful.
excited.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you. My allergies will let me be great. That'll be amazing. You know.
Yes. So let's first talk about the sign in the back. You have, is that Kirkland Artistry?
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Trade shows and stuff. I have my little sign.
I love
so that
that.
everybody knows me. That's my actual company. Its name is Kirkland Artistry, but people usually book me for me. But that's if you get a bill or an invoice from me, it's gonna say Kirkland Artistry on it.
Period. So everyone knows exactly what to look for when they go to book Cookie Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with what do you do?
What do I do? I'm all over the place. My main thing that I'm doing right now, my two mains are I'm a journalist and then I'm a licensed makeup artist. Those are kind of like the main things. I do a lot of side stuff. So I do like styling, production assisting for music events like music festivals and on set. So they all kind of intertwine together because we have a lot of trade shows here. So sometimes if I don't get booked for makeup, I get booked for production assistant, breaking down and setting up shows. So.
I love that. I know that you've worked with even some networks. Is even a part of your resume and your history, your journey. Let's talk about you working on the Empire set. How did that actually happen?
I was doing background acting, and they weren't really looking for makeup artists, and I was really fresh to everything, so I just knew background acting. So I just kept doing background acting gigs, and one day I was like really cute, and one of the casting directors came by and was like, "Hey, I really like your makeup." I was like, "Hey, you should take my car." And the rest was history. I was doing that for a while. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun experience.
That's beautiful. I mean, one thing I can say is that once you're out and you self-promote yourself. And I've always seen you in these streets, honey. You are a hustler.
I know, I try. I feel like sometimes my social media doesn't express it as much as like I'm actually putting in the work, because I'm putting in the work with the people. Like,
yes,
the people that follow me like know me in one
yes.
way, shape, or form. It's like no bots, no like tag for likes, none of that. Like I've actually ran across these people in some way, shape, or form at one point. So I love that.
And you know, I also want to say thank you for working with me. You're in the 3, 2, 1 video. Listen.
Yes, that was super fun.
Man, listen. Also, shout out to Lola B for also being a part of. Yes, you guys did amazing. Thank you so much, because being a part of the EDM community, you know the history, and you've grown with the EDM community.
Oh, definitely. It's ever changing. It's always changing. You got to kind of be ready to like roll with the punches, because every season something else is new, something else is popular, and you kind of have to fly by the seat of your pants, you know?
Yes. Let's go in a little bit more about you as a journalist. Now, I know that you brought some things with you. A big project that you had recently. Do you want to show them? Let's show them. Rolling Stone. Let's go.
So I just recently did my first Rolling Stone cover. It was for their satellite Rolling Stone Korea, it was with French Montana. And this is my cover story right here. I got a couple copies, but this is the only one I opened. But my cover story is right here. The keys to happiness, or the real keys to happiness. And he was such a great person to work with, and he's such a good guy, like genuinely a really good human. Oh, there it is. Where is it? I always have to point out my written by Jasmine Kirkland.
Yeah. You better represent, honey. Yes, congratulations on that. That's huge.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Your resume just. Your resume, she doing the makeup on the interview. You better come out and deliver. Listen. I love it. That's what you call a true makeup artist. I also want to say that your journey as a journalist started with one of our amazing and favorite household names, Richard Dean Bartley, aka Miss Grunge Cake.
I owe my life to her. I really hope she understands that. Like, I wouldn't have ever stepped into the EDM world if it wasn't for her. I got influenced to go to college for journalism and media because I was freelancing for her. Like, I really don't think she understands the capacity of the impact that she's had on my life. Like,
it's amazing. It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I also want to say Richard Dean Grunge Cake actually just celebrated 15 years of full service to the industry.
Yes. And yes.
I mean, she's such an amazing entrepreneur and icon in the industry.
She is, definitely.
We love her here, and she was also recently awarded Woman of the Year, or I mean, just.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, yes.
So big shout outs to her. We love you, Richard Dean. Shout out to Grunge Cake again. So a little bit more about Queen Cookie. You where are you originally from?
I'm originally from a little old city called South Bend, Indiana. We're in northern Indiana, like an hour away from Chicago, like on the Michigan, Illinois, Indiana border right there.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And then I know that eventually you ended up in
Florida. So yeah, when I was in like my middle school age, my family is split. So like my mom was from Indiana, my dad's from Florida. So we did like my growing up until like middle school in Indiana, and then my middle school, high school in Florida. Yeah. In Jacksonville, Florida, North Florida.
Ooh, Jacksonville.
Duval.
Honey, let's go. Come on, Florida, stand up. So what was it like for Jaslyn growing up?
It was I was always pretty kind of off the wall. I went to private school when I was like from elementary school to middle school, and I would always get in trouble because I'd always try to make my own clothes. And it just wasn't a good look because my godmother was the superintendent. So
she kept getting caught. Could you please tell her to stop cutting her shirts?
Yes, no, that's what it was. My mom would be like, "Why do you leave the house in clothes? And those are not the clothes you come in." And I'm like, "I just want to express myself, Mom." Like, yeah, it was pretty fun. But I love that part. And then I got into middle school. I started getting a little bit more into like the goth scene. So I was wearing like the big elephant pants and the big chunky wire U shoes, the Spice Girls shoes, and doing all that. And when nobody else was doing it, so people started making fun of me. But I was like, y'all all look like each other. Sorry. But yeah, I just always was cut away. And then 7th grade, I decided I didn't want to go back to school. So I got homeschooled from 7th grade on. I didn't go back to high school or any of that. So I was always independent and just started working and creating. And I started working with Grunge Cake. I was a little jitterbug girl. I think I was in my early teens, and I was making graphics, and I had no idea how to make graphics, girl. I was like making paint shop MySpace graphics, and that's how I met
MySpace. Come on. The kids don't know about the MySpace. Listen, yeah, I love the fact that you mentioned that people weren't nice. And no. You know, kids are not nice a lot of times, and we see the outcome a lot, unfortunately, of suicides, suicide attempts, you know, on so many levels. And I believe that that's something that we should really talk about as a community a little bit more.
Yeah, it needs to be, there shouldn't be a stigma around it. I feel like, especially if you're a person of color, and I don't even mean just Black. I mean, if you are a person of color, Hispanic, any of that, is kind of like you're supposed to be strong. Like,
right.
If you have any feelings or problems, you just need to sort through them and figure it out. And that's really not the case. Like, a lot of people are learning more of the way that we talk about mental health and understand that a lot of the things that we do are like past traumas, and a lot of people, even people that are doing bad things, quote unquote, are having trauma triggers that make them do those things. And as long as we as a community keep it like a bad stigma around it, people are not going to talk about it. And that's where you lose that gap of somebody being able to stay alive and being able to express how they're feeling, or feeling like ostracized, that they can't, fortunately.
Right. I love that.
Crazy.
I love the fact, you know, you was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna homeschool mama. So we're gonna have to just figure this thing out.
I'm really blessed. My mom's a licensed school teacher, 35 years. So once I was telling her, I was like, so I'm not going back to school.
You're gonna teach me, right? Okay.
Y'all gonna have to sort that out. Like, but it wasn't a bad thing. They knew I was getting I was getting bullied a lot, like a lot. And so once I said that, we were like on break from like Christmas break. And I said that, and my mom was like, yeah, okay. It wasn't even an argument. She was like, I get it.
Amazing, beautiful. So I just want to say that your story is so phenomenal. There's so many layers, which I know we don't have enough time to cover it all.
How are you sitting here doing these things, you know? I don't. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh, wow, like how all the back wires are starting to like intertwine from all these years of doing things before, from my makeup artistry to my journalism, and how everything is literally like showing that it has a interconnection on the other side that you don't see when you're like building that foundation. And then now you're just like, oh, that's why I was doing, oh.
Yeah. So speaking of connections, you you graduate from high school, and then what happens?
I was dealing with a lot of racism down in North Florida at the time, and I was obsessed with the Real World Las Vegas. And they had done a season at the and I kept saying, as soon as I graduate, I'm moving to Vegas because everybody accepts everyone there, and I'm leaving. And I sold my furniture and left. Took a bus ticket, one-way Greyhound, and came to Vegas. Yeah, that's how I ended up in Vegas. It's crazy. Literally based on freaking watching Real World.
What?
I know anything about Vegas. No, literally, that's...
Shout out to the Real World, okay?
That's literally how I ended up in Vegas. Was me being like, I really like that. Everybody's there. They party all the time, and everybody accepts everyone. And I got on that bus, came out here, been here ever since.
I love that. You're like, no matter what life has thrown at you, you made some good lemonade, honey. It's tasting good.
You have to, because if you have that mindset of victim mindset, it's gonna stay there. And once you have that victim mindset, you start having that toward everything in your life. And then once you say, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, it might suck. It might not be the ideal situation. It might be a horrible situation. But if you take whatever little glisten of hope that you have in you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna figure something out. And then you keep that mentality toward everything, and it just starts, it's infectious. You're like, well, I'll figure this out. Well, I can figure that out too. I never did this, but I'll figure it out. Like, you know,
I love that. So you moved to Vegas. You started working along with Grunge Cake, Richard Dean Barty. And then you also get into makeup and the EDM festivals.
So that all came together around the same time. I had just moved to Vegas and I was still working with Grunge Cake. And Richard Dean hit me up and was like, hey, there's this festival in LA. I know you listen to dance music. Can you go cover the festival for me? And I was like, all right, cool, yeah. And I was just like, whatever. I didn't really care either way. I had never gone to a festival at all. And then I went to Electric Daisy Carnival 2010. Oh, God. Electric Daisy Carnival 2010 was my first experience to music festivals, and my life changed forever.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was working for, I think it was Boys Noise, if I remember correctly. And then for the actual Insomniac covering the event. And then I just was like, what is it? All these people are doing whatever they want, and nobody's saying anything to them, and everybody loves everybody, and nobody's talking crap. And then that was it. That is when my life changed. And now I do makeup for music festivals and do journalism for electronic dance music. And that is, what, 12 years ago now? Man. A long time ago.
Oh
but
my
I love
gosh.
it.
I love your story. I love what you bring. And you're not just a makeup artist. You are like EDM history. Like your dance.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we try to voice and let people know like the origins of music, because sometimes people forget, because EDM right now, and it has been, it's a very, like, I want to say, for lack of better words, like a whitewashed thing, because it's definitely fronted by white males. Like, that's who dominate EDM right now. And you have to understand, like, house music came from, it's called house music for a reason. It came from the warehouses and the underground houses in Chicago and Detroit, and New York, all those places. And it was really Black and really gay. And a lot of people try to erase the history from it, but I'm really vocal. You know, no, no. Do you know where that original beat came from? Like,
yes.
yeah, so it's like kind of letting people know. I love it though. It's fun, and I feel like sometimes people genuinely don't know. Like, and then you start teaching people, and they learn. Like Aluna, one of my I don't know, artist friends, Aluna from Aluna George, she's having a festival in May. It's going to be a Black culture rave in New Orleans, May the 27th through the 30th of this year. And so we were able to sit and help her curate what she wanted to do with that festival. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay, you know we're gonna be there. You know we're gonna be in
New Orleans. Yeah,
the mix.
we got Kay Trinata, Aluna. There's so many, I think, unique. There's so many Black, and it's all Black artists that are gonna be
here for it. I'm so here for it. Speaking of iHeart raves, last year you wake up in the morning, and what happens? iHeart raves.
Oh, so like how I started with them. So I've always been a super fan of their clothing, but they weren't really too like plus size friendly for a little bit. And so then what we did was, you know, I'm real vocal. If you know me in person, so I don't know how to shut my mouth. And I was just like, hey, I really like you, but I'm tired of buying larges that I gotta like stretch them out to be able to, like, you guys are a big company, like, what are we doing? And they actually started expanding the plus sizes. I'm not taking responsibility for that at all. A lot of people had to do with that. But once they started expanding the plus sizes, I was like, I'm buying everything. And I did, and I just started shooting, and they started seeing my content. And then I officially started working with them in, I want to say October of 2020. I think October of 2020 was the first time in person we worked together. But previous to that, I was doing content, and I worked for a couple different brands doing like plus size rainwear, the light couture. I used to work with another brand that we won't talk about. And it's just fun. I really like being able to be a face, meeting I meet so many like young, like plus size Black women that are like, you are the reason I started raving, or you're the reason I started feeling comfortable. And it is really, it does, I cry a lot when I go to festivals because I always meet someone that's like, I remember I was in high school and I wasn't old enough to rave. I would watch your stuff. Oh my God. But yeah,
Wow.
it's really crazy how the evolution has happened. There's so many Black and brown and such a diverse in the rave community versus 10 years ago. And I'm really
right. I love that.
Yeah.
I know that recently, well, no, let's talk about Squad Goals Duty.
Yes, so Squad Goals Beauty is a company that does they start off like doing rhinestones and glitter, and then they branched out into braids and festivals. And so I've worked for them for a couple festivals. I think the last one was EDC Orlando back in like October, November last year. But they just opened up like a brick and mortar like a showroom storefront in Orange County. And we're doing a photo shoot next week at the first week of March. And then they're doing their grand opening. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna go there, set up shop, and see if I can do some makeup over there. But they are a mom and daughter run company. And half the company is Black. Like the two young ladies that own it are not Black, but they try to feel like they don't want to be perpetrating braids and not come correct with it. Like they wanted to always come correct. So like almost all their braiders are Black. A lot of us are, and we just had a big feature on that for Black History Month. Yeah, no, I love them. I love Sarah and Stephanie. They are amazing. Yeah. Yes, braids, girl. Come to the festival. I'll put you some neon braids in. I'll do your makeup while they braid your hair.
Let's go. Let's make it happen. I love it. So again, I'm so sorry. Squad Goals Beauty.
Yes, Squad Goals Beauty. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, speaking of your artistry work, you recently worked with an amazing artist recently for a video shoot. Let's talk about that.
Yes, I literally just got back from Miami like 2 days ago now. I went out there for a music video shoot from Rebecca Rockland for her latest single, Sun's Up. I met her raving, met her in 2015. I went to a party called Mad Decent Boat Party. It was ran by Diplo and his company. And it was amazing. And 2014, actually, the first one. And then we met there and she was the DJ, and then she grew into an artist, producer. And we finally got to work together after all these years. And I went out to her beautiful home in Miami, and we shot with Shot by Booty. Oh my God, this videographer, he's amazing. He's so fun. He's amazing. He's a young guy. He works with the likes of like Jacquez, the Rock Nation. Like he's a young kid, but he is gonna go really far. Like I'm so excited. This shit was dope. Shit was so dope. I cannot wait.
Let's go. Let's go. Congratulations, sis. You are killing it out here, girl.
Yeah, festival season's coming up. It's a lot. Like I feel like I was feeling kind of down because slow season for any entertainment things. It's always slow. Like that month of like Christmas and January, it's kind of like everybody's ramping up. So now that February's here and things are starting now, I'm like, oh my God, there's so like, I'm basically almost booked out till May, like almost solid every weekend. Wow. And then with travel. So I'm super duper excited to be able to get to have fun and do all.
I love it. So there's some youngsters that are at home that you obviously inspired over the years. But there's some new ones that are watching you that are discouraged at home, that don't know how to find that way out. What words of encouragement would you give to them?
I would just say that your uniqueness is your power. So don't let any of the shit around you try to tell you how you need to be like someone else, because your uniqueness is literally what makes you you. So you being able to hone in on that and then finding a way to provide some sort of a service or something that you can be not even an expert in, but that you are passionate about. And once you're able to do that, you can go out to the world because you can tell everybody the same thing. Like, you're not being fake. You're not trying to persuade to be with one group of people and, you know, act a different way when you're on another group of people. And so I feel like that's really reputable. And that's kind of how people started knowing me. I just partied. Like, I partied all the time. Like, I don't even know like a cool way to say it. Like, I would always support though. I was always supporting the local artists as well as my big artists. I was always supporting, and people always saw that I could bring a crowd. And so we started doing, I started working for Collective Zoo. We were a production company out here in Las Vegas. Hopefully that comes back. COVID kind of took it off the game, but we're hopefully working on something to be able to come back. But yeah, just being able to show who you are, and it doesn't matter who it is. You're the same person in any room that you walk into, and people will respect you for that. So just be you at the end of the day. That's all you can do, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Period. I love it. Where can people find you?
I'm mostly on my Instagram at Cookie Valentine. I am launching a podcast here soon. It's going to be called Makeup Music with Cookie Valentine. We're going to talk about makeup, product reviews. I'm going to have some artist interviews, DJs on. So I'm super excited to see how that grows. But yeah, Instagram right now is a solid. And then my website will be back up, and that is cookievalentine.net.
I love that. Also, I know you be tuning in on Thursday nights. Shout out to DJ Durkish. We're gonna have to make that happen.
I'm so obsessed with him. Like, I found him through you guys, and now I just can't stop listening. Like, he's on my top plays on like my SoundCloud or my Spotify because his tracks are so fun. Like, I love fun music. Like, I'm not a genre snob. Like, I listen to this. I listen to music that I just want to bob my head and like groove. And his music's so upbeat and fun. I absolutely love it.
I love it. Well, we're definitely working on a collaboration, Mr.Iconix, myself. So we're gonna definitely get you in the mix once again, as always. So Durkish, we got something happening in the works, so let's go. One last thing, I do want to give a big shout out to Lotus Valentine, who also collaborated on a project with us.
Her birthday just passed too.
Yay. She's so fine. Congratulations, because she's doing amazing too. You guys work together on a lot of projects as well.
Yeah, I found her. We were both working a fashion show, and I was doing makeup, and she was the photographer and video. I think she was doing video too. And we connected, and she was like, "Oh, you go by Cookie Valentine?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "My name's Lotus Valentine," but her just because her birthday is on Valentine's Day. And then mine was just by way of like, I like hearts and love, and Valentine went well with Cookie. And so, but we connected that way. But I've worked with her multiple times. She shot quite a few things for me. Her work is amazing. She just opened up her own studio called The Pond LV. Oh my God, I cannot wait. I haven't gone there yet, but I'm going to book some stuff for her for the summer. And I'm gonna go to her new studio.
Right. So we're gonna be seeing y'all. We're gonna be seeing y'all real soon. So Cookie, we want to play a quick little game.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I love games.
Okay, let's do this, girl. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and then I'm gonna give you some choices, and you give me the right answer.
Gotcha.
Let's go. Okay. Let's go, sis. Which of the following is not a member of 98 Degrees? A, Justin, B, Brian, or C, Drew?
Who is not a member?
Correct.
I would say B. Brian.
Yes, that's right. Come on, 98 Degrees.
Yes. Drew another one out from 98. I'm a boy band girl, so.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Which Spice Girls single was on top of UK charts for 3 weeks? A, Wanna Be, B, If You Wanna Be My Lover, or C, Who Do You Think You Are?
Wanna Be.
It was C, Who Do You Think You Are?
I love that song. I didn't know it was only on for 3 weeks.
That's okay. I know you're gonna get through this one. I know you got this one. Okay, you ready?
Okay. All right.
What is the name of the 90s yogurt that comes in an easy squeezable tube?
Go-Gurt.
Huh?
Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt. Come on, you better win, girl. Come on. She's like, I know this one.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
Okay.
What was the worldwide best-selling single of 1998? A, Believe, Share. B, I Don't Want to Miss a Good Thing, Aerosmith. Or C, My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion.
I torn between, but I'm gonna go. Dang, I'm gonna go with C.
That's it. That's the one.
The only reason I'm going with C, even if I'm incorrect, is because Titanic, the movie, came out on VHS in 1997.
You got it right.
And that's my logic.
You got it right, girl. You got it right. You got it right. Yes. Yes, you better know these answers, girls. Come on now.
I'm a 88 baby, so I'm an 80s, 90s baby.
Let's go. Yes. Cookie, it's been so amazing having you here. Thank you so
much fun.
Okay, so
yes,
we're gonna let you go. Y'all tune in. Go and find Cookie Valentine. Look at for on 3, 2, 1. She got some and a podcast coming. It's so much going on. We love you, Cookie. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
All right, Iconix Radio. We are Izzy out.